Hi friends, as you know, access to global internet has been restricted in Iran since the beginning of the war. Now, one way that people have tried to cope with the situation and pass the time during the war especially was watching TV shows and movies on domestic on-demand platforms, kind of like Netflix but the Iranian version. Now, there are several different platforms like that in Iran. They host both Western shows that are dubbed or subtitled for Iranian audiences, and also shows and movies that are made in Iran for Iranian audiences. Now, I'm not someone who normally follows that world, but I know that there are shows and movies that become like super popular and everyone watches them. But I got a recommendation from a friend to check out this one TV show that was showing on Iranian TV in the late 2000s, I believe. So I'm checking it out now, and it's really interesting. It's a historical drama taking place in the late 1920s and 1930s, and it's about how the international Zionist movement was trying to create an atmosphere of fear and terror amongst the Jewish population in Iran to trigger a mass immigration of Jews to Palestine. Now, this is before the formation of the State of Israel. As we know, Zionists were doing this in different countries in the Middle East, including Iran. So this whole story is based on real events and real characters, but it's dramatized. Overall, I feel like the plot and the way the historical stuff is dramatized is really excellent. I want to show you some bits and pieces of it. So this is the detective that's working on the case of the murder of an anti-Zionist rabbi. He is kind of modeled after the character of the Twin Peaks detective, if you've watched that show. Like, he's quirky and charismatic. He's, an older bachelor. He's very stubbornly working on this case, and is trying to expose the people who are behind it, because he senses that they are trying to pin this on some other people. Specifically, they're trying to pin the murders on the pro-German political currents inside the Iranian society and government at the time. This family is kind of central to the whole story, and they're very interesting. The father of the family, again, this is based on a true story and a true character. He was the Iranian ambassador to Jerusalem in the 1920s, and he gets himself involved in the Palestine struggle and the groups who were opposing the formation of the State of Israel. And for that reason, he gets deposed from his role and gets sent back to Iran. His wife is supposedly Palestinian, and there's this whole story about how they met in Haifa and so on. So this doctor, the father is a doctor, he is very pro-Palestine in the story, and he helps the detective find out who's behind the murders and expose the Zionist current who's trying to create this false atmosphere of fear for the Jewish people in Iran. And as we know, Iran has the largest Jewish population outside of Israel in the region, because Iranian Jews, a lot of people did immigrate, but the largest portion of them were anti-Zionist back then too, and they did not immigrate. Now, if you're interested in Iranian films, especially documentaries, there's a link in my bio that takes you to a small platform that I started with some friends before the war. I've been trying to collect documentaries that, in my opinion, reflect a more authentic image of Iran, an image that is not black and white and is not over-politicized. You can rent the movies from the platform. The revenues are split fairly with the artists and for the operations of the platform. And if there's anything left over, I'm going to use it to buy these expensive VPNs that we have these days, so that I can stay online and keep posting these videos. Thank you for your support.